in the scrimmage the other day. I didn't think we did good enough job leveraging the run. Our offense does a really good job of getting hats to the point of attack, and they make you, they crack replace, and they do a lot of different things that force your secondary to be able to come up and fit the run. I thought they did a really nice job of establishing some of the run the other day. I was really pleased the last two practices of how our guys got those things fixed. And that's really all you want to see is young defensive backs make a mistake, and then they're able to get it corrected moving forward. And if we can continue to do that on this trajectory, we'll be in a good position by August 31st.
Down front here.
Coach, you just spoke of the young defensive backs making mistakes. What are you seeing from their progression that's giving you confidence to continue to just that development process this way?
They're hungry. They have an urgency to get things fixed. They have an awareness of what mistake they made and how they need to get it corrected. If you walk up in our coaches' offices at night, we all go up and we grade the film on our own as coaches, and then in the morning we'll come back. But that night, there's a bunch of freshmen in every single coach's room. I mean, just getting better, learning, taking every mental rep they can. You see them on the sideline, they're locked in. These guys don't act like freshmen. They act like guys that want to be great and act like guys that have been there before, and that's really impressive from this group.
Given the depth of defensive tackles on this team, do you think you're going to be able to create more interior pressure and be able to get the quarterback that way, just up the middle?
Yeah, I think when you can, when you have guys that stay fresh throughout the game, that's such a huge piece of what offenses are trying to do now is, they're like it's like body blows in a boxing match, right? They're trying to wear your D-line down so that at the end of the game they can go execute against, a worn-down defensive line in terms of pass rush and all those things. So I think rotations are important early in the game, making sure that we continue to mix guys in the rotation. I think we've got a lot of talent. I think when we can move in and out of 4 down and some 3-4 structures and do some different things on the interior to get the right one-on-one matchups we want, right? Ultimately, that's what it comes down to is can we get the right one-on-one matchup in pass rush, based off of whatever scheme we're trying to get done there. But I think from a depth standpoint and a talent standpoint, we've got some pieces that we can work with personnel-wise.
Guys, raise your hand for me. You want this water?
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Jamie?
Coach, I have a question outside the football basketball team right now.
Yeah.
What can you learn from them to be inspired? What can your team be inspired to do?
I've gotten to know Coach Oates a few years ago. In fact, Tom Allen, who I worked for and who Kalen worked for, Nate went to the same college years ago as Tom Allen, and so we made that connection years ago. Always been impressed with him. Love the way he carries himself, the way he leads his team. It is fun to watch people that do things at a really high level and do things the right way have success, and so to see Coach Oates and what that team has done and how hard they have worked, and you see a bunch of guys that are, seniors now, right, that have worked a long time to get to this point, to be rewarded on the back end of their career is really special. So excited to see them.
Got time for a few more questions, guys? Katie?
Talk a little bit about that first scrimmage, but what's one of the areas you want to see the defense grow in from that first scrimmage to the second? I'm sure a lot of new things can be thrown out there.
I want to see us continue to be able to fit the run in the way that we need to. I think we've done a good job with those things. Sometimes in the first scrimmage, it's always the hardest one because an offense is putting in their install. Typically, they throw more pass plays than you have run plays in an install, so you see more passes in the first 7 practices, and then all of a sudden we get to a scrimmage and it's live and they're running the ball. So I just want to see those guys make those corrections and sustain corrections. The worst thing as a coach, right, is to know that you have gotten something corrected and then it shows back up 2 or 3 practices later. So just that our guys can sustain the corrections that they've made over the last 2 practices.
Questions?
Coach Wommack, with the
2 more right
the
here.
edges and the outside linebacker room, who are some of the guys that are really starting to emerge as like the go-to edge guys right now early in this spring?
I think I've seen a number of our guys flash right now. I think you can point to, a guy like Q Robinson, who's been here a long time. He's done some really good things. I think he's continuing to settle into what we're doing defensively, understanding the scheme. We're fairly multiple at that position in terms of what we ask that player to do. I think Keanu Coate has a real burst. I think he's done some special things in pass rush. I've been really pleased with Quay Russaw over the last couple of days, and then to me, Janze Pierre has a really special skill set. So I'm pleased with each one of those guys, particularly when it comes to their pass rush ability. I think we're moving in the right direction there.
We'll finish here with Alex.
Learning a lot about players, but I assume you're learning a lot about your new coaching staff as well. Early impressions from the guys maybe you're not familiar with, and linguist in particular. What's the big takeaway?
Well, I think, a coaching staff, right, there's a certain connection, right, that those guys have to have. There's a gel that takes place, right, over time. All of us come from different backgrounds, different walks of life, different experiences, different plays that have hurt us defensively, right? We're all wounded, as coaches out there. And so you're trying to figure out, what we do well here at Alabama with our personnel and our coaching staff and what our guys teach well. And so I've been really pleased. I think this group has probably gelled as well as any group I've been a part of. I do think that's the role as a coordinator, creating buy-in on your staff, creating camaraderie, not just with the players but with the coaches. But when you have experienced guys like Maurice Linguist, that has been a head coach, right? He's been a coordinator. He's been in those moments and seen the game from different, perspectives. I think it makes it that much easier to come in and create buy-in for the rest of the staff, and I've really been pleased with all of our coaches in that regard.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Cam.